Hello viewers, hello my fellow rishas, my fellow deities, my fellow gods and goddesses. Yeah, actually it's been a while I made a video, and my friends and people, my viewers worldwide have been, commending me or compelling me to, make videos at all times. And I was like, I don't just make videos just because of the revenue or just because I want to make a video to prove anything. You understand? I make a video when my spirit tells me to. I make a video when my astral head tells me to. You understand? So today I'm talking about something very, very ancient. And today I'm going to take us back to the beginning of everything. Now, I want to make a reference to the Bible. In the Bible, when creation started, in Genesis, in the book of Genesis, when it was the book of Genesis was trying to describe the creation of the world, humans and everything. But in the esoteric meaning of Genesis, or what happened there, was that God was recreating. The beginning of the world did not start. The very beginning of existence did not start in the book of Genesis. Yes. Earth has been existing before that. Now, what happened in the Garden of Eden was a recreation, or should I say, process of evolution. Now, according to the Yorubas, because I'm a Yoruba man, and the reason why I'm using Yoruba as an illustration is because Yoruba are the first civilized humans. We are the first developed thinking humans on this planet. Our ancestors seeded this planet, the animals, the plants, everything that we have today came from the Yoruba race. I'm not trying to gaslight anyone, or I'm not trying to, just make myself proud just because I'm a Yoruba man. No. It has been revealed to me, both psychologically and spiritually, that the Yoruba race are the fundamental, we are the light bearers on this planet. Omo Adulawo, the Yoruba race are the light bearers. We are the ones holding the torch, the spiritual torch, the illumination, the light of the whole world rests inside the Yoruba race. And whenever God wants to incarnate, whenever God, the Lord of the world, whenever he wants to come down or descend into his creation, he can only do so through the race that is closest to him in terms of genetic makeup. Yes. And the closest race to God, the closest race to him is the Yorubas. All blacks are emanations of him because God is a black man. It's only on this planet that we have white beings. I think I've made a topic of this. I've made a topic on this before. So, to continue what I was saying, when God chooses to incarnate, to start recreating the earth, he chooses the best portion of humanity, that is where it belongs to descend. And that is where we have priests. That is where priests came from. The only priest I believe in, or the only priest that I know that still exists here on earth, are the Ifá priests. Any other priest apart from Ifá priest is a fallacy. It's a counterfeit. I don't believe in the Vatican Pope or any other priest, because the only people, the only race that has the genetic makeup of God, or has the genetic makeup of Olofin, is the Yoruba race. We are the only race with the complete genetic makeup to incarnate God. Because the Bible also tells us that our body is the temple of God. It's not just telling us that it's a temple. Truly, our body is a temple, and we are the priests of our own temple. And who is this Olofin we are talking about, or I'm talking about? Olofin is the realized self in each and every one of us. Olofin is the realized individual in each and every one of us. It is a part of us that has passed through human existence in countless cycles and has remained eternal, perfect. And after realizing himself, he created us in his own image. And it is the image he created that has been continuing to reincarnate on earth to realize himself. You understand what I'm saying? So, each and every one of us, as in the Yoruba race, we have the complete genetic makeup to become an ancestor while living on earth. Me, people always say our ancestors are around. No. In Yoruba philosophy, in Yoruba spiritual practice, it is possible, very, very possible. It is a constant possibility for you to become an ancestor while living on earth. That is, you master the 16 sacred odus, the 16 sacred fires that created existence, to become an ancestor, to become an olofin, to become a creator while on earth. And that is the goal of all man. That is what we are here to achieve. That is the purpose of reincarnation, to master the physical. Once we master the physical, the spiritual begins to pull us in. It begins to pull us, bring us into his kingdom. Now, the goal of man is to share in the nature of divinity, to become divine while on earth, to manifest nature. The reason why we are still sick, people living in poverty, people living in pain, envy, jealousy, greed, is because we are disconnected from our original nature. Our original nature is complete, is perfect. It doesn't need anything. Everything exists inside him or her. The word exists inside our perfect self. Our perfect self sees the word inwardly. The word is existing in our perfect self. And that is the goal of humanity. But the road isn't easy. The road to become an ancestor is trodden by the ones that are fearless. The ones that are ready to leave behind the ways of the world, to pursue the goal of realization, self-realization. See, I was once like, I read books almost every day before, like the urge for me to read books, like it was so strong. But after a time, the urge just reduced. Like, I was like, I still want to know God. I still want to realize God. I still want to become him. I want to be aware of him. I want to have a close relationship. Like, I want to speak to God like the way I'm speaking to humans. I want to relate with him. I want him to teach me things. I want him to, you understand? That's the kind of thing I'm thinking of. That's the kind of reality I want for humans. For you to have a personal relationship with God. Yes. Like, for you to have a rapport with your father, with your own inner self. So, I won't go into that. So, in the beginning of creation, God, in Genesis, God was recreating again. And that was when the ancestors descended. Our ancestors descended from another planet, or from another star system, or another planet. But this planet, I don't yet know. Some people are saying it's Venus. Some people are saying it's from another star system. But all I'm sure is that our ancestors didn't originate from this earth. They came from another planet in this solar system, or they originated from another solar system completely. Now, when they came, and the reason why they descended to earth was that earth was at its lowest. It was unevolved. There was no civilization. Human beings were like ape-like then. We weren't thinking. Like, humans didn't have these futures the way we have it. We weren't thinking straight. We weren't a thinking being. We were ape-like. We were unevolved. Then, a particular king, a particular lord descended from a higher realm with some of his beings. You understand? It descended to earth. In that time, the earth was not the way it is now. The earth was governed by the moon. That was why in those days, the Lord of the world was called the Lord of the ancient moon. The ancient moon earth. Because the moon was the governing factor of the earth in those days. That was why they say that the moon controls the menstruation of the women. It controls the water, the tides. It controls the body. It controls the liquid in nature. That's why some women will say, I am in my moon. They are trying to reference it to do that. The moon in antiquity is like the source of creation. It controls reality. So that was why Olofin, his title in the ancient days was the Lord of the ancient moon earth. That is, the moon being governed, the earth being governed by the moon. You understand? The moon governs almost everything on earth. It controls the liquids, the waters, the bodies of all humans. So just imagine a king who controls the moon, who is the Lord or who is the ruler of the ancient moon earth. He controls the reality. But that cycle has ended. You understand? And that's why I said I'm taking us back to the beginning of creation, how it all started. Now, when Olofin descended with his beings, with his highly evolved beings, they descended into the earth with their physical etheric body, not with their physical body. What we have now is purely physical body. Olofin and his orishas, they descended into the earth in their physical etheric bodies. When they descended to the earth, they took the ape-like beings, and from the ape-like beings, they transformed them into the image of the orishas. Are you getting what I'm saying? Do you understand me? Olofin descended. Olofin is the leader of the deities, or the king of the gods, the leader of the deities. He came from another planet or from another solar system to govern. Because the reason why there's no president or so let's say governor or chairman is because it's only on this earth. Earth is the most, like, to me or to most scientists, Earth is the most backward planet. In other advanced planets, there's nothing like president, chairman, chairperson, or stuff like that. We only have a king. In all civilized planets, we have a ruler that embodies the consciousness of that particular planet. And that king serves as is god of that planet. And the god of our own planet is Olofin, or we can say Oduduwa. So Oduduwa was the one sent by Olofin to come and upgrade humanity. Him and the orishas. They came, they seeded us, and people began to grow. Now, the first city that was created was Ile-Ife. But actually, I'm not here to lie to anyone or to gaslight anyone. In the olden days, Ile-Ife might not even be the original name. But as evolution goes, you understand, name changes. So now, we know that the spiritual home, the Eden of the world, lies in Ile-Ife. The Eden, where humanity started from, is in Ile-Ife. And the ruler of Ife is the Lord of Eden. This is where I'm going to. This is what I want to bring out. Now, people have been asking me, who is God? Who is God? I said, I don't know God. I only know about a ruler or a creator who comes and goes as he wishes. You understand? So, Ile-Ife is the Eden of the world, is the unveil of the world, is the center of the world. Ile-Ife is Eden. And the ruler of Ife is the Lord of Eden. And the Lord of Eden is the ruler of the world. Are you getting what I'm saying? The ruler of Ife is the same as the Lord of Eden. That is where humanity was created. When Olofin descended, the first city became the Garden of Eden. That is where humanity, that's why they say Ile-Ife. Ile-Ife means the land that is expanding, that is ilé tó ń fẹ̀, that means the house where everyone came from, tó ń fẹ̀. So Ile-Ife was like the spiritual garden in the ancient days. So the ruler of Ife is the Lord of Eden, and the Lord of Eden is also the ruler of the world. So, you know, our present king is royal, His Imperial Majesty Oba Oni Adeyeye Ogunwusi. He sits on the throne as a representative of the ruler of Eden. Yes, I know the power might not be there, or might not be as there like the way it was in the ancient days, but you know, the culture is still there. He's still trying to preserve the culture. You know? Now, let me make a point here. People will say United States is the world power, that they have world power. And I always ask that, why? Like, has it been written? Has it been documented that they are the world power? People say that, yes, that is written. Okay. When they gave me an analysis on how they became the world power, they gave me about their GDP, their currency, their military weapon, and their economy. Those are the three things that made them stand out as the world power, or as the center of the world. You understand? But when we're talking about Ife, we're not just talking about material things like the military weapon. We're talking about the spiritual things. Truly, King Elizabeth's crown might be very more expensive, very more endowed, but being a king doesn't mean you wear the richest crown. In the olden days, the king is also the father of his people. When you become a king, you become the father of your people automatically. So it's a dual position. You are a lord and also a father. That is, you provide. So you have two positions, as a king and as a father. And when a woman becomes a king too, she becomes the mother of the people. In those days, both women and men, they govern. They become king. There's nothing taboo for a woman not to be a king. That's why the tradition has been perverted. Everything has been lost. The tradition has been lost. I see people, most Ifa practitioners say, we can't have a woman become a babalawo, that is bad. No. In those days, it is both men and women that become awo. Iyanifa means a woman who practices Ifa. Then babalawo is a man. It means the father of mysteries. It means and that is a title for an awo. That is someone that has attained a high level. Babalawo means father. Awo, mysteries. And in those days, in ancient Ife, it is the babalawo that become the king of Ife. It is the most exalted, the highest, the most knowledgeable, or the highest in wisdom that becomes the king or the ruler of ancient Ife. I was seeing some comments on my page, on some pages saying that it's not possible for a chief priest to become the king of Ife or become the Oni of Ife. And I gave them examples that in the olden days, it is warriors. See, in the olden days, priests are also known as warriors. They combine several positions. You are a priest, you are a saint, you are a warrior, all in one. Because as a king, you must have the qualities of everything. Being a king means you are the top of society. Because in those days, being a king is like the highest position a human being can attain is to become a king. Because the king itself is an entity created to save to save a people of a region. So the king is saying like a vice regent or like the assistant god on earth. So the king is like a medium between his people and God. When I say God, I mean Olofioru, the Lord of heaven. So in those days, it is the Oluwo. What do I mean by Oluwo? Olu means Lord. Then Oluwawo means the Lord of mysteries. It is the most knowledgeable Babalawo that becomes the ruler of Ife, because it is through wisdom that we govern, not through strength. It is the most informed human being, the best of all human beings, that becomes king. But nowadays, we bring kings that don't even know what it is to be a king. They want to be king. We see people, their accountants, people that are medical doctors, they invite them to rule. Before a Babalawo becomes a king, he must have been taught the ethics, the principles of kingship in the spiritual world before he becomes chosen to become a king. In those days, that is why it is the Awo that becomes king. That is why they say Koduduwa is a priest and is also a king. Melchizedek was a priest and he was also a king. That is a mediator between his people and God. So true kingship is divine. It's spiritual. It descended from another realm. Humans did not originate kingship. We didn't say, okay, let's crown this person as a king and let him rule us. No. Our ancestors brought these things from another planet or from another solar system. Kingship descended from a cycle more evolved than this. Do you understand? So, kingship in those days was not something of, okay, because I'm a king, I have to be proud. No. Even in those days, once you become a king, you become a servant of your people. You become a servant, like you serve your people. But nowadays, people want to become king just to exercise power, just to allow people to serve them. No. In those days, kingship is very spiritual. You are the one that provide for your people. But now, king are not even providing for their people. People are the one providing for themselves. So where is the authority of the king? A king that is not providing for his people and you want... No! True authority lies in the spirit world. In those days, it is the king that provides. I'm not talking about Aláàfin of Ọ̀yọ́. I'm talking about at the beginning of creation, when kingship was still at Ife. And this Aláàfin I'm talking about, it doesn't live amongst humans. Aláàfin lives on a mountain whereby humans cannot reach. This is not a mountain that maybe you want to go and do picnic, or maybe you are rich and you want to reach there with your jet. You see, Aláàfin lives on a mountain that is not on the map. That mountain is on earth, but you can't see it on the map. It's like a spiritual kingdom. It is only those who are allowed to see him could bear his image. Because Aláàfin might have the shape of a human being, but he is above humans. He is a being that has lived in countless cycles. A realized being, an ancestor. Aláàfin does not live in the world, but the world lives inside Aláàfin. So, kingship is spiritual. Being a king doesn't mean, okay, I'm going to use my power to abuse. No, we are here to help the race, to be a co-creator with Aláàfin. And whenever Olódùmarè wants to recreate the earth, he sends Aláàfin, he sends Odùduwà. Odùduwà is like his creative arm on earth. Because Olódùmarè is not here on earth, but he uses his medium as a means to create. That's why they call Baba Oduduwa. Olofin means the owner of the secret of the world. Olofin has many meaning. It means the owner of the secret. It means the governor. What Olofin means, Olofin is the highest title. Highest. Or should I say the first title of God? Or the supreme ruler? So, I'm very happy to be a Yoruba man, especially in these times that we are. Because the world is about to change. The world is about to witness something that's never happened before. So, you being a Yoruba man or Yoruba woman, you're supposed to be happy every day. Me, I'm happy every day. I'm happy. Like, I'm very happy that I'm a Yoruba man. Very, very, like, that's the greatest thing that's ever happened to me. Though I've known that ever happened to me. Being a Yoruba man, me, Yoruba man, okay. I'm very happy about it. Very, very. So, my people, the history of Ife is so long that even Ife itself, what we have now, is not enough. Yes? So, our present king, Oba Adeyeye Ogunwusi, is the ruler of Eden. That is the unveil of the world, where creation started. And by divine right, Oni of Ife is the ruler of the world, is the king of the world, is the first king. Because civilization started from the Yoruba race. The Yoruba race we have now, we are the remnants, or we are the descendants, or we are the leftovers of those beings that descended on earth. And what do they want from us? They want us to realize them. Those ancestors, they are the same as us. Yes. They want us to realize them. And when I say them, us, because we are all one. Any newborn baby that is being reborn in the Yoruba race is an ancestor. Me, I'm an ancestor. You are looking at me, you are an ancestor. And we are here to realize ourselves that we are more than what we think we are. So, I'm proud to be the child of Ife. Because I don't believe in Akure, I don't believe in Ogun, anything. All I believe that all Yoruba land belongs to Ife. All Yoruba land is Ile-Ife. Anywhere the Yoruba race is Ife. All the whole land is Ife. Because Ife is the first city. It was after the Lord, it was after creation stopped, or after our ancestors left, that was when other cities, sub-races came out from us. Yes. Because the title of the ancient ruler of Ife is Olofin is not Olofin of Ife. It's Olofin. But some people will say Oduduwa is the king of Ife. When they say Oduduwa is the king of Ife, it means the first city. That is the first city. And everywhere is Ife. Ile-Ife. That means the earth, the land that is spreading. So everywhere is Ife. Forget it. Everywhere is Ife. So, Yoruba race are the light bearers. We are the ones that hold the spiritual genetic code to incarnate God. The mind of God is very ripe inside the Yoruba race. And there you see, we have the best dreamers in Yorubas. The best visionaries in Yorubas. Look at Prophet TB Joshua that died. Very powerful man. And if that man had been a white man, he would have been worshipped by now. They would have erected a statue for him in the United States and start worshipping him. But nobody wants to accept a black Jesus. People believe that Jesus ascended to heaven, but nobody believes that Oduduwa descended from heaven. But you believe the white man's own, that Jesus ascended. But you didn't believe that Oduduwa descended from heaven because he's a black man. Because we believe that we are liars, that we are the evil ones. So, I hope I was able to impart a bit into you people today. And I hope you have a blessed day. So, just know this, that Ile-Ife is the unveil of the world. And the ruler of Ife is the ruler of all. He's the king of all. It's not just ruler of Ile-Ife that we have now. is the ruler of all. Even though you accept it or not, is the spiritual head of everyone. So I thank everyone today for having me today on live, and I hope you all receive your heart desires and wishes. Bless. Bye.